Welcome to the lesson. Check the description box below. In your YouTube player for tabs and backing tracks on my website, information about the sound tools I'm using today, and links to other goodies via my Patreon page, continuing to blues jams. All right, first things first, I am tuned down on this made in Mexico Stratocaster with upgraded Tom Brantley pickups and cool effects going on. So we are going to be, I think, entirely out of our C sharp pentatonic minor, 9th fret blues scale. Let's look at the, the antecedent phrase, as it were. I'm going to leave the effects on. I might get trolled about it, but it sounds fucking good, so I'm going to leave it. So I'm coming in with my thumb activity on the 7 to the 9 of the low E, and then I'm on my D and my G strings, 9, and then 11. And then just a little box riff, really, that's kind of like a bass riff. 11, 9, on, that was my D string, A string, 11, thumb gets that root. That alone, cool thing to practice. I just do that because that gives me a bar of a groove, and then that way I can't meander too much with my little Hendrix-ish licks here. Now, the first lick. Wait. Those are all downstrokes. That was the idea with this lesson. It's mostly downstrokes. There are some upstrokes I noticed in there. We'll talk about why at the end. So, I got a bend on the 11 of the G, 9 and 12 of my B, then that 11 is a pre-bend coming back down, so just a half. That alone is a cool thing to practice. Notice I have a lesson on bending and vibrato. I'm up over the top. I'm actually using my wrist to push things around, not my fingies. And by the way, there's slow down gears in YouTube over here. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Or over here, depending on what device you're on. Spacebar pauses, arrows go forward and back. Yeah, so kick that over to 3/4 speed. I'll be all like, so next you want to do this. And, work with that because, there's some ground to cover here, so I'm going to go at my pace. There's the first one. Up, down. And then, once I'm on that 11, notice this is I'm going to have to do a separate lesson about this alone. Clapton, Hendrix, I'm not sure if Page does it too, but a lot of classic rock and blues guitar players, when they're in that central tonic, that's a C sharp, or C really. I guess, by the way, if you're playing along, I guess you'll have to subtract 1 from everything I'm saying. Yeah, you'll be fine. They're going to land with that, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp in the middle because, I don't know, it just makes other things easier to do. So yeah, I'm going up. Middle finger, 11, 11, 9, and then a little. If you want to be extra Hendrixy, yeah, you can do the trails where you fall off. So that first lick. Watch again. That's all downstrokes. That was the idea with this lesson, to show how cool and Hendrixy you can be without actually working that hard with your picking hand. Goes back. And then and for me, there's always certain entrances to licks that he'll use, and obviously other blues guitar players. So is one of them. The other natural alternate entrance type motif. 11, 9, 9. So that's the second one. index finger flat on those 9s there, the top 2. And this is interesting. Again, I know it's going to be out of focus, but whatevs. That index finger is kind of touching the G, so that when I go, he gets caught. And so you don't get this effect of. So he goes up, 12, and then that 9 there. Again, these are all super good classic blues licks. All downstrokes. And that's actually like a George Harrison lick. I'm going to pre-bend the 12 of the B, which I guess if you're standard tuning is 11. So a pre-bended means I bent it before I struck it. He's coming down to that 9, 8 if you're standard tuning. And then I do a little unison bend. You know, so index on the 9, ring finger on the 11. And that one I know I did a trail on. I like Hendrix. It's all there, man. Everything, you know, he was the perfect sum of everything that came before him. He incorporated it, and then he had his own heart and soul that he put into it. I mean, that's why so many people will always, you know, be like, yeah, Hendrix. You know, John Frusciante will always be like, yeah, it all goes back to Hendrix, man. You know, not that there's not a million great guitar players in the world, but if you had to choose just a few, he'd be up there for me. Back to the riff. So sorry, so that second lick. That one's all downstrokes too. Look at that. So yeah, a lot of work here and a lot of work with accuracy, but not fasturacy. It's not a word. And then next one. That one's actually hard to get clean, by the way. It's just a 12 going up. Same thing, that index finger has to be ready to catch that. And you can even hear, I can hear a little bit of string noise. Notice how close this hand is. Because if I'm here, so that's the thing with bending. You gotta be on them strings, ride them. Yeah, you just saw me do a Stevie Ray Vaughan rake. Now this one does require alternate picking. That's cheating. Technically that's sweep picking. So the first cluster is 9, 12's gonna pull off. And then you're gonna, here's, upstroke, and another upstroke. That's a tricky one. And then you roll that index finger to this 9 of the G. There's that middle finger on the 11. I'm going to do a separate lesson about this. That central 11, and then 11 of the G. That's a freaking cool lick, though. It's almost a Billy Gibbons lick. Who is friends with Hendrix, so it all works. I like that. All right, so that one altogether has the tough entrance. And then the... Everybody still rolling? Okay. And then back again. As Josh Homme calls that, that is the hey dude lick. So I'm going to come into that. Instead of doing the usual trail in, I do a little 9, 11, 9 in the middle there. And then this is tough. 12's going to go up on the B. And then, I know the focal's not right. Yeah, it's easier just back here. He goes up, and because just the way stuff works out, that means I'm on my G string now, so it's like, that's such a Hendrix thing. Hard to get because 12 goes up. Next 12 comes down, hard to get to not choke. down to that 9. And then the second half is just a little 11, 9, that little 11, 9, 11 pull up. So you got, I think that's another alternate direction. Yeah, there's an upstroke. Down, up, up. And then the pick grab, where that 11 goes up. And then I stop it with my pick. That's also Foxy Lady. So that lick, the tricky one, you come into it. Good job, Eric. That's a cool lick. All right. Goes around again. It's important to pat yourself on the back. It's a key to happiness. Know when you did something cool. And this is actually foreshadowing what will be a future lesson where I combine Marc Ribot weird concepts with Hendrix. That's not Hendrix. That's just me being like, oh, how weird can I be? So yeah, I'm getting 12 and 12, which is like the weird chromatic note of the key. And then 9 and 9 with the thumb getting that 9. I'm like, ooh, that's a neat idea. To be continued in future lessons. And then, yeah, we're going to go down. 9, 10, no, 9, 11, 9, 7. Yeah. Walking down, walking back in. And then, am I getting blown out here? Looks like the light is coming in real strong. And we won't worry about it. I'll fix it in post. Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for watch me edit this. Click, 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 click. All right. I shoot in natural light because it looks so nice. I actually do have 2 lights set up right now too because there's clouds moving across the sun. So when the cloud comes in, yay, but right now the sun is not behind a cloud, so I look very white. Okay, and the last lick is, yeah, this is where I kind of like, sometimes, you know, to get clicks, you have to play fast. Like and subscribe, smash that like button, click the bell, whatever, you know what I mean? You gosh, sometimes you want to be like, hold on, let me just make sure everybody knows I can play a lot of notes if I need to. So that last lick will have some upstrokes. You can kind of see it's still just recombinations of other licks in there. You're coming in with the 11 to that 9, and then this is a cluster where it's pull off, and then a half bend down. Is that what I did? No, I can't remember. Oh yeah, it comes in differently. Okay, it's that fast. There it is, yeah, so it's going up, pull off, a little slide back. Although depending on exactly what take I end up using for that front part, it might not be that. It might be a, I don't remember. I know what it's supposed to be. I have my notes on the floor. I'm like, oh, that's what lick I was trying to play. So that lick there. Slide it back. Because I had a video that went quasi-viral with like a watchtower lick, and that's kind of what that is. Again, land with that middle finger. Yeah. And then little bend, grab, stop. And if you purchase the tab, thank you for your support. You'll notice rhythmically how it's like 1 and 16th notes, 8th notes, 16th notes. That's another Hendrix thing. The way the rhythms will change up a lot. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this. I can tell I'm getting blown out. Check this out. Film speed 400. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's blowing it way out. 100, 200. We're learning things together. stepping on it. Everybody's still rolling? Oh, that looks so much better. And then I kept it going, you know, to show, uh-oh, well, I stepped on it. That's just kind of same idea, working my way down. That is, yeah, 11, 9, and 11, 9, 7. And then land on that 9, that 7. So, bum, bum, bam, 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 bam. So you got. And I just did one more position of C sharp pentatonic minor. 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 0. Seventh chord. Very minimal seventh chord, just 4 and 4 with a gap between. Okay, so now is where I talk about stuff. What led me to do this video was I like to watch clips of Hendrix, specifically the Woodstock footage, where you're like, man, he's got those big hands and his pick is all the way over here like this. Which led me to like ruminate on like, how does he do so much with what at this angle? It's so hard to get upstrokes. So then I do what I do. I sat around and realized like, oh, if you got good tone, you can really do a lot with mostly downstrokes, which, you know, that's great because I don't think we should be playing fast. Oh, look, the sun went behind a cloud. Now it's dark. So that was the first thing I noticed. And then the next thing I noticed was that there's certain kind of entries to his licks. And I mean, all blues, it's either going to be like a or a, you know, there's certain things that it always starts with. And then and it'll trail off in some way. So that led me to that. And then the other little piece of the puzzle is that thing about, it's so dark. You have no idea what it's like to make content every week. I got people tearing down trees over there. I got a deranged dog in the neighbor's yard that I have to deal with. They're building 4 houses over there. I got about an hour a day that the sun is in this exact spot. Support me on Patreon. Yeah, now I'm getting really salty. Whatever, that's you know, just keeping it real. People like it when you're transparent and honest. So we had the pick angle, the entryway licks, and yeah, the third thing I was saying was realizing that, like, you know, this goes against all my music school training of middle finger in that central spot, but for certain licks, that thing matters. So, and yeah, the main thing, of course, is like I'm calling this slowpoke Hendrix licks because I want to encourage people to play with good tone and play slowly, because I know what we all do. I know what we do. We try and play a lot of notes. And to be fair, I did shoehorn in quite a few notes here, so I'm going against my own rules, but I'm allowed. I get to do what I want. I'll leave it at that for today. And yes, thank you for all your support and all the various ways that you click on all my digital presentations, Patreon, all that stuff. Nope, didn't catch it. Hold on. All right, see you later.